Unique New York. We're live. It's John.
I'm Matt.
And Matt. And today we have a very special program for you. We're doing some fun photography tips with Matt. He has his hot takes.
They're hot. These are the hottest.
They're not
takes.
hacks or tips. They're hot takes.
Oh, they're definitely not hacks. These are important.
And these are awesome, honestly. So please watch and just enjoy, because Matt's going to give you some really awesome knowledge right now.
Okay. Well, let's go right into number one. Number one hot take today, tape. What do I mean by that? Tape everything down.
We're talking at a portrait shoot. I'm going to a school and I'm indoors and I need to bring my tape.
Yes. Because one, tripping hazard. You got a bunch of kids running every which way.
Yep.
You want to make sure those wires are secure. You also want to tape down some of the equipment. You've got, the tripod light stands. So tape the corners down. If you've got a background coming down, make sure that's nice and secure. Everything should be taped down. One, like I mentioned before, security. But another thing, think about when you go to an interview, right? You want to look sharp. Well, you want your setup to look sharp.
Presentation, so professional and organized.
But 45-degree angles, 90-degree angles, make sure that the tape looks good, that it's not haphazard. You're just like, and it's all, just, it looks like a mess.
Yep, like just threw it down there.
Take a little bit of time and pride into making all those nice patterns. And then if you've got multiple setups, try to have similar patterns. Like, people respond to that level of tidiness.
All right, so can I paint a picture then for real quick to make sure we're all on the same page? So I show up to the shoot. I'm Mr. Johnson, and I have my class, and I see Matt, the photographer, and there he is. And where do I take the kids? What am I looking for?
Well, so also use that tape, lay out, your little guide on the floor. Tape, arrows, a nice long line to just direct have the kids stand on. And it's hey,
they're used to that
Timmy,
anyway.
Sally,
younger kids especially.
Stand on this here. Stop, bring this line on right here.
Right.
Stand on that X, and then and that way you can control the flow of people. And arrows work great too.
Awesome.
So you can have them flow up to your camera, and then exit out this way.
Okay.
And kids are taught that at an early age, especially as they navigate through school.
My daughter wants to be the line leader. If you have parents out there. Can I be the line leader?
Yep. See, utilize that because it helps keep everything organized. You don't want kids kind of just crowding around, especially when you get into the fourth graders and fifth graders where they have a little more spunk,
energy.
Probably a good word, energy, like to keep them organized. And just a little bonus tip.
Okay, we're gonna have a lot of this today.
Maybe so. Keep them.
We thought we start with 3. It's gonna end up being like 30.
That line. Mm-hmm. I'm photographing this way. My subject's right there facing me.
Yes.
Have the line back behind them.
You say that again. That's the best tip yet.
Yeah. You do not want
distractions.
The line being able to look at the person getting photographed.
If you can avoid it.
Sometimes you get put in a tight
spot every time.
But usually, you're in the multi-purpose room in a gym.
I love the name multi-purpose room, by the way. I haven't said that since 1985. That's great.
NPRs. I will. The lexicon.
All right, go back. Sorry.
But
continue.
Keep that line maybe wrapped around your background.
Yes. Otherwise, they're going to make faces. They're going to try to make fun of the kids or something.
The spunky fifth graders, especially
middle schoolers.
Even
worse. Let's not even get started there.
They're great. I love middle schoolers.
They're like kids.
But kind of the worst.
Right. So tape. We have organization.
Yes.
We have we're just distraction-free setup.
Yeah.
And we probably have tape near their feet for them to. Is that a triple double?
You can use. Yeah, absolutely. But
or you're talking more for walkways.
Use a piece of cardboard, draw some feet on it.
Even better.
Tape that down. You can, if you in a pinch, draw a little box like, hey, so put your feet in the tape.
Yep.
Put your feet on the X's or whatever. But if you want to go a step further, make some cardboard feet.
I like cardboard feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that it's gonna get torn up.
Yeah.
So
that's
fine. And kids respond. You can make it colorful. You can paint it. Do all sorts of stuff you want to.
Wait, now here's the most important. Well, another most important
part.
It
is important.
Is the tape that we're using. Let's talk about the tape that we're using, because I think I've seen people make mistakes and they pick out the wrong type of tape.
Never use duct tape.
No duct tape. And that's DGT.
And here's why you never use duct tape. Yeah, DGT.
Not quack quack.
No, there's the brand.
Oh, okay.
But
duct tape. No duct tape.
Don't use duct tape. It is way too sticky. That's the point of it.
Okay. Sure.
Think about those old gym floors. They've got that coating on it. You put duct tape on there on those, and it hasn't been coated in a while. You're just going to rip up.
Maybe you're doing my favorite
that coating. Look.
Just kidding.
I've been at shoots where we've done that.
Okay.
And luckily, the school was okay with it because they were going to be recoding it anyway.
Yes.
But I have also heard from my former employer of incidences where they were presented with a bill.
Wow.
That's
a real deep cut of a tip there.
So what tape do you use? My number one suggestion is painter's tape.
Totally.
You go to Uline, just buy all the blue painter's tape, and there's like.
And if you're at a pinch, you go to Home Depot or Walmart or something, or Target.
Get at least 2 inches wide though.
Yeah, it's got to be
small,
wide.
half-inch wide or masking tape. You're not gonna be able to cover the wires because you're gonna have to go this way, and the wires can punch up.
That's great advice.
If you are just loaded with cash, gaffer's tape works, but gaffer's tape is very expensive.
Let's stay with the painter's tape.
I would recommend the painter's tape.
You're gonna rip it up, throw it out.
If you're on a budget, just get
And wait, the colors. I think that's one of the coolest parts about painter's tape. You'll usually see it in blue, but they make other colors. Maybe go for something real bright so it really stands out and it's really obvious.
Yeah, there's a green, bright yellow.
Yeah.
All the different types of painter's tape.
So look for your painter's tape. Maybe we'll throw some links up there.
Oh, yeah, I think we will.
A lot of links. All right, good. So that's hot take one. Number
I
two.
know. Well, you tell me.
Number two, he knows them. We're going to talk about what's number two, actually.
Tables.
Yes.
So think about you've got your camera set up. You're going to need a workspace off to the side where camera cards, pins, combs.
Yeah.
Invest in a good collapsible table.
Okay.
Because you think about it, kids are going to be around. You're going to be around. You're going to be moving fast. If you bump into a cheap, rickety table, it could fall over. And think about that. The camera cards you're keeping in order.
Oh man. You bring your laptop or something. Your
yeah. If you're tethered.
Yeah.
That's where that laptop is going to be.
You need a stable workspace.
Absolutely stable workspace.
So collapsible table.
Yep.
And maybe like a dolly or something to bring in, or some tables that collapse. They have.
This is how we operate.
They have handles. How'd you do it?
A four-wheel dolly.
Okay.
It was the photographers have equipment, their light stands, all that. So they load it up on the dolly and roll it in. But
cool.
we repurposed that dolly once we were in the shoot. Photographers also had 2 Rubbermaid containers, pretty big ones.
Okay.
And they could stack on top of each other, snap together. And then we went to a fabric store.
Okay.
Got some nice black cloth.
Nice. Cut
to drape over it. So now you hide away that equipment. That goes back to my earlier point about looking professional.
Yes.
And so you've got this nice, stable workspace. And if it gets bumped, it just rolls a little bit.
No big deal.
No big deal. It just rolls in, you just roll it right back, and you're good.
Great. That's a fantastic tip. I think we've saved the best tip for last, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there anything else you should know about tables, though, before
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I think the last tip is the best because we have a prop.
Yes.
And we're talking about a group guide.
Group guide.
What do we mean by group guide?
Let's find out. I don't know.
You're photographing elementary school. That's your first one. Well, here comes the spring.
Okay.
You got to do class
pictures
groups.
with the teacher and all that.
They ask you to photograph the volleyball team if it's a secondary school, or the football team. You get experience in that. Or you going out and you signed a little league. What's next? You want a group guide and build yourself one. It's super easy. Throw this up, put it up there. Take a look at this. Boom. You looked at
template.
It's a little template, right? You get to those larger groups. You can quickly identify. Okay, if I need to build a 9-person group, how do I need to build that out? Boom, boom, boom. Job done. You do 4 and 5 or 5 and 4, however you want to do it there, right? If you want 2 rows.
Yeah.
But when you get up to 20 plus, you start. Sometimes it's spatially hard, especially if you have new photographers.
Heights of people. Yeah.
This is great for new volume photographers because they don't have to put that energy. They may already be flustered already. They're still learning the business, but if they can shortcut and just look at this,
use a cheat sheet, basically.
Yeah, it's a cheat sheet, and it doesn't have to be as fancy as this. Hand draw it. Use circles and just numbers. Like it's 1, 2, 3, and now you've got these nice geometric patterns when you build them up. And
what works for you? Use what works for you, and
absolutely.
Going to the shoot. Hopefully, around how many people are going to be in your group shot.
You look at it.
Prepare even earlier.
I got 18 students, our players.
Yep.
And I've got 2 coaches. How do I need to build that? Well, flip my guide. 20 people. What does that look like? And then I just go. I was like, okay, I need this many people here. I need 6. I need 7. I need 6.
Yeah.
Job done.
You usually see coach on one end and another coach on the other end. That's pretty standard.
7, 6. Actually, that's wrong. 7, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
I did 19.
Okay.
I said, obviously, I need my own guide.
Now, right?
I need my own guide.
Your own guide. Any other tips about the guide? So maybe they can even look it up online, create their own templates, whatever they want to do, whatever makes it easier for them.
I would recommend it. Most people have Photoshop, but if you don't, get just a 3-ring binder, some sheets of paper, and just Draw your own guides. It's super easy. Just circles.
Yeah, share them out with your photography if you have more photographers.
Yes.
The concern is, do they understand how to set up the group? So that's what you make that for, and you can share it out to them so they have a guide. Otherwise, they could really make some
when they start
mistakes.
They start building a pyramid. You don't want to build a pyramid. You want a nice, compact, rectangular group. And because you're thinking about 5:7 ratio, 8:10 ratio. How does the group? If you stretch a thin group all the way across, they're a little bit. They could be
a lot of sky.
Really nice. They could have built a compact group.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that sky and floor, and it just doesn't look.
Those panoramics are great, but that's not what this. When you aren't actually going out to shoot that purposefully.
You're not selling 10x20s.
Right. You're selling 8x10. You need tight. You need them to be tight together and leave space on the sides. That's so important. People sometimes forget to do that. And you lose shoulders and you lose.
If the bordered group or any of those situations where you need room to crop a little bit and frame it up.
The 2-to-3 ratio has been plaguing digital photographers since I can remember.
So get a crop mask.
Crop mask. We have a video on crop masks. We'll have to link that one up too, and we can talk about that. I think we have some some bonus stuff though, right?
Do we? Well, because I know you've got some opinions on this stuff.
I do. Well, it keeps all these ideas come when we talk about this stuff even more live.
Are you reliving your glory days?
I did group photography like 15 years ago, and with sorority girls. So
it counts.
It counts. So
that's actually
a tough group.
Incredibly, I bow down to you for photographing.
Not
freshmen
just
and sophomore aged.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement too. If people know what a big day is, it's when they are accepted into the sorority, and it's like a celebration. So you're out there on like a field somewhere. I did it like Arizona State.
So they just completely.
They go bonkers.
Just like.
Like you had, I think we wore earplugs at some of them, and we had like megaphones at some of them.
Yeah, I can see that.
1,500 sorority girls, ASU, Tempe, Arizona, 110 degrees, no joke. It was crazy. So you have to gather these girls up. They're so excited. So one quick hot tip, I guess, another bonus one.
Bonus hot take
would be to recruit somebody in the group to, help kind of be your partner in crime. Because if you're screaming out loud, they're going to help. They're going to influence over that group. A coach, a teacher, a captain of a team, something like that. Like try to pull them aside and get their help.
Yeah, you can, when you show up at, my personal experience, when you show up at a football shoot, and especially like middle school, coaches trying to get jerseys for everybody and still get the equipment out because it's early in the season. They maybe even play their first game. So all these 7th and 8th graders just start coming out of the field house and they're 13 years old. They're still children. And so they're just like, no authority. Let's run around.
Putzing around.
And you're the photographer. You don't have authority over them. They don't know who you are. You have to organize them and get them to do what you want to, but you don't have authority. Yeah. So how do we, maybe cajole is not the right word, but how do we get them to do that? And if it's just, just the students still, if you observe them really quickly, you can figure out who they respect, who's, the cool kid or the leader, the quarterback, there's going to be a hierarchy. It just kind of, what happens.
If you can't go to the coach directly, you have to go to somebody.
But that's true. Recruit. I think I've said it in a previous video. Recruit the coach, recruit the teacher to help you build that group.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great another tip. And we should probably give one more secret double hot take.
Oh, what's that?
On groups. I would say for these bigger groups, what I see a lot of is the back row or back rows out of focus. And that happens. Now, it's tough enough to get them all to set up right. But if you're going to get them and do it quickly, if you're going to get them set up, you have to get them as tightly as possible. So back row to front row. You need almost the kids or the people in the subjects that are going to be behind. Let's say I'm sitting here and I have someone in front of me. I need to almost be like my head above their head. We need to be on the same plane. So that way
you need to compress that depth of field.
Yeah. The focus is going to be one focus point versus if I have stacks of people, you're going to lose so much information.
Right. I can't tell you how many times I've said, please step up in the window. Please step up in the window. Step up in the window. And they're, getting up.
Yeah, like they have to just basically knees on their back in some cases.
In a way, don't make it uncomfortable. But you want that depth of field, especially you're a big group where you're 6, 7, 8 rows deep.
Yeah, as tight as possible. So that would be I think that's the last tip.
I think so.
For today on a Friday.
Well, we have one more.
Oh, a double, triple.
I think so.
Bonus tip.
I think so. We got our shoot list here. Keep us on topic, which we've done a terrible job of.
Not bad.
If you're getting into the group game,
the group game.
You're gonna start getting those big groups.
Yes.
Invest
Which is awesome,
in a
by the way.
good set of photography risers.
Photography risers.
Yes.
Okay.
There's one company that I know of that I recommend. GPS risers.
Free plug.
Yeah, I think they're actually out of Arizona.
Really?
Yeah, you're old stomping grounds.
Tucson.
I don't know if they're Tucson. I know still everywhere. But they make
that's where our company started, Tucson.
Fantastic photography risers.
GPS risers.
GPSrisers.com.
We'll put a link up.
And you can get them for class groups if you need a few benches.
Yeah.
If you start getting into bands, big football teams,
worth the investment.
You're talking about your bid day where you need to put 100+ people in risers, they will sell you those.
Cool.
Once you get to those big ones, it doesn't get it's pretty expensive. But if you think about I'm thinking about when you do the best the successful football team in town.
Yeah.
That is in 3 hours you can make a lot of money, and you've paid for those. You've already paid for those risers.
It's totally worth investing in those.
One good shoot pays for that investment in the risers.
Awesome. Well, hopefully this is a power-packed little Facebook Live for you guys, and we will put this up on YouTube and everywhere else that we can.
Yes.
Just because we want to keep providing cool content for you guys to keep growing your business.
I love providing this type of knowledge. There's all these little things that make picture day is already hard enough.
Yeah.
So whatever little shortcuts and tips to make it easier.
Yep.
You got to utilize.
You never know. In this 15-minute video or however long this is, like if you get one thing out of this, it's so worth watching.
Yeah. Your whole season, all little savings you add up.
Totally. And then everyone's in the middle of the season right now. It's crazy time. So hopefully you can watch this video right before your next crazy shoot.
Here we go.
Awesome. Well, this is fun. John, Matt, Nations Photo Lab, Pounds Labs, MVP Labs, all the labs.
All of the labs.
And thanks, guys, for watching. We really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.